Okay, so this is an excellent thing, because this is why are you told in classes and also on film sets, why are you told to drop your emotional preparation at the door? Why are you told to drop your emotional preparation at the door? This is a fantastic topic. And the more you understand this topic, from more than just me, literally, compare all the different people answering this topic, see if there's even anybody out there that's answering this topic, and see if maybe you're just the lucky one to be able to work on this technique for yourself. Because this is absolutely key. See, you work so hard on your emotional preparation. You work to dredge up the memories of past. You dredge the difficult things to imagine happening to you or happening to other people. You dredge up somebody dying that's not even dead. These are acting exercises. These are things that you do to be able to activate your emotion and your emotional preparation. And then you get to the beginning of your acting exercise and you're told, listen, you're not dropping your emotional preparation. And you go, what? What the heck did the teacher just say? Why would they tell me to drop my emotional preparation? And how do I drop my emotional preparation when I have emotion from my emotional preparation? Period. I've activated my emotion. Now here's the thing. This is simple enough to be able to very much be able to start to get in the habit of being able to develop a technique. You work hard at your emotional preparation. Once you feel that thing's activated in you, that thing's absolutely, there's something that's just like one of those flares that they use for safety devices where you crack open the flare and then it goes off for a few hours. That's what it's like. You breaking something that it's an activation. That activation is going to start pouring out of you. There are these programs that I use, and I use these programs to do these things like cartoons, to be able to accentuate, to absolutely amplify the emotions that I go through. And when I go through emotions, first of all, I absolutely emotionally prepare, sometimes even before the videos, because I love emotional preparation. I love to be able to get myself upset about one thing, get myself upset about another, and then put that into some imaginary work. And these cartoons, there's links in the descriptions below, and they can amplify those expressions that you can learn to be able to get with your talent. Okay, so feel free, use those links. However, your choice in acting is to either be self-focused, self-centered, or to be able to start receiving the other person. So it's a good chance that when the teacher's saying that you're not dropping your emotional preparation is because you're not receiving the other person. Very high probability. Now look, I've seen a lot of acting exercises. I've seen over 30,000. I've seen and made notes. There's many different notes in just these notebooks, and these are only some of my notebooks. If you can believe it, it's actually very true. So the reality is that you've got this capability of working with this instrument called yourself in acting. So you're able to then get this stuff working for yourself. Now look, there's a reason why people like myself encourage people to have acting journals. There's a reason. There's a reason why I have acting journals on the website. Because I want to be very sure that people have the ability to start isolating the things, the components, many different things in all of this pile of various stuff that's piling up on my desk has to do with things that activate me. What are the items that activate me? As soon as I start picking up one item or another item that activates me, all of a sudden I'm flooded by memory or flooded with the vivid imagination that I had, and I made some notes of what that imagination was. See, I'm equipping myself so that I have access to be able to access stuff for my work. So even all of that hard work that I'm doing for acting, as soon as I get to the door of the acting exercise or the first moment of the scene, I have to be dropping my emotional preparation. It seems completely counterproductive, but there's a reason for it. And it's a very good reason. When you're able to start working with, and this is why I teach that the first moment of your acting is you're receiving the other person. Because you want to receive the other person, and then all of a sudden everything that you're receiving from them is going to be able to keep anything that's going on inside of you active and alert. It's going to be automatic. You can then trust that technique. You can trust that by receiving the other person, all of a sudden something in you is going to stay active. And they can do the same. And now all of a sudden you've got two people. And you've got a real life scenario going on in real time with two different emotional preparations. And neither one of you are completely, absolutely sure of what is going to be the overall experience, but you know the ballpark of it. Hi, I'm inviting you to actually join me live on the internet. And if you would, you can bring your own emotional preparation. We can work on emotional preparation together, and we can really hone down and help build out that talent within inside of you. Now, even if all it is you want to just bring an emotional preparation, do a spoon river, I don't mind. Come, join us, and absolutely practice the talent of your own acting. See, your ability to drop what it is that you've actually worked so hard on, it's part of your talent. This is part of what actually is the craft of acting for your own technique. And this is pretty much universal for everybody. This is a universal truth in the acting technique world, which is you need to be able to, one, stimulate the emotion, activate it, and then number two, be able to allow it to be in you if it's whatever's activated is in you, and then receive the other person. So what does this mean? How do you know you've done it, right? How do you know that you've actually achieved this situation? Well, there might be incredible tears pouring out of you, and that might be phenomenal work, and it might be really good, and you might have worked really hard to find that, and you might not even fully be able to stop it on an instant. And probably you wouldn't be able to, because if it's real and you've really activated that stimulus is going to be in you. But your attention and your focus is on the other person. Your attention and focus is receiving the other person. So even though you've dropped your emotional preparation, per se, it's still active in you, and now your partner is the one that's reactivating it. You know how real that work looks? It's incredible. It would look incredible. And all you know from your point of view as an actor is that you're not having your attention on yourself. You know that there's stuff going on in you. There's feelings going on in you. There's expressions that go on in you. But your intrigue and your focus is on receiving the other person. Do you see how incredible this is? Do you see why it's so important to be able to drop your emotional preparation? Let me know in the comments if you would. And let me know why you think, in your own opinion, in your own technique, why dropping the emotional preparation at the door is so important. And join me however you like to, and boop the like button if you would. This is a very, very exciting topic, and it's so important for you to be able to get. The other thing that's vital is being able to be able to have this small thing that you'll end up doing. After you're able to do about 25 or so exercises where you can actually really activate yourself and still focus on the other person, there's this story. I should tell you this. This is fantastic. There's this time, it's one of my friends, and they worked in all these Shaolin temples and doing all this stuff, and they martial arts stuff. And I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning every single day, and they always get up when it's still dark, and then they do their martial arts for 2-3 hours, and then they'd go off with the other activities and keep going back and practicing. And one of the exercises that they would do, which I don't suggest doing this is not something that's advisable, but they would literally take a snake and they would hit the top of the head of the snake, and then they would hold the snake up to the person, and they would literally literally stare down the anger of that snake, and it would not bite them. And this was an exercise that they did in some of the Shaolin master art temples, right? So the key about this to remember is if they can do that with a snake, maybe I'm going to suggest that you're capable of doing that with your emotions. I think that you can do it. And what it is you're practicing the element of activating and then going in. Now, the next thing I was going to tell you is this: relaxation. If you've activated your emotion, the more relaxed you get within your imaginary circumstance, the more your emotional life prior from the emotional preparation, whether it be imaginary or real life stimulus or whatever choice that you've made, you will literally feel that whole essence within your imaginary world. You will feel that the more you relax, the more the emotion will come out in subtle ways. It is just the absolute truth of how much you can actually trust your emotions in acting. Now, if that's not important, I don't know what is. Okay, so I teach people how to get upset. I have a lot of fun teaching people how to literally, purposefully upset themselves. Actually waking their own activations up so that they're emotionally activated. There's something that they can get upset about within a ballpark of emotion. But the key, the absolute key, is I don't want you to carry around that stuff in your life. That's what's called acting baggage. You want to be able to learn a technique. I have to be able to tell you that it would be a disservice for me to teach you all of these incredible techniques on how to access yourself as an artist without reminding you very nicely that you don't need your acting baggage in life. So feel free. Work on processes where you have a release time after you're doing your acting. And what this will do is it will actually amplify your work because it will give your acting muscles the break that they need in order to get the rest that they need so that your work will be even stronger.